Hello and welcome to another little how-to guide for your accreditation journey. And what we're going to cover in this video is preparing for accreditation and collecting the evidence together. So what I'm going to do is switch over to our websites. We're on tickaccreditation.com, and what we're going to do in this video is look at the requirements. So we are thinking about maybe applying for a different micro accreditation, or we're going to apply for a micro accreditation. And here, let's say that we're thinking about applying for accreditation due to us applying for a pledge for carbon reduction in our organisation. So we're going to click on carbon reduction and view the accreditations, and here you'll see that there are accreditations under carbon reduction for strategic vision, for pledge, for company leadership, for policy, strategic monitoring or strategy monitoring, management support, so support by individual managers, for a single initiative, and also using staff voice to inform the strategy. So for the purposes of the video, we're going to look at the pledge, and when we expand that, what you can see is we've either got the pledge guidance and we've also got a Word version to work offline. So if we look at the pledge guidance, first of all, what you'll see here is the guidance for what your assessor, what your the person doing your accreditation will be looking for. And so it's got different questions. So 1.1 is attach evidence that your organisation has signed up to a pledge, and some examples of the pledges. And you'll notice that what they're looking for here is a link through to something on the internet, maybe on your website, or indeed a shared document from your OneDrive. They're looking for a link through to the confirmation that your organisation signed up for a pledge. And for bronze and for silver and for gold, actually, they are just looking for that evidence. Whereas for the second part of this, it says give at least 2 examples of how you are embedding the pledge across the organisation. And you'll notice it's slightly different requirements for bronze and for silver and for gold. So for bronze, there's evidence that the pledge is embedded across the organisation. For silver, it includes what's there for bronze, but also that there's evidence that the impact of the pledge is considered across the organisation. So impact, there's some kind of review going on there, or some kind of reflection. Um, and actually, if we look through at gold, actually there's a process to monitor the impact of that commitment to the pledge, and what impact that has across the organisation, such as some kind of self-assessment review, what is being done, current good practice, areas of weakness. So, for example, a SWOT analysis or even plan, do, review. And then for the third part here, for bronze, silver, and gold, they're looking for giving examples of how the pledge is communicated across the organisation. And for bronze, it's a single example of how it's communicated. For silver, there's multiple examples of how a pledge is communicated. And for gold, there's examples of how that pledge is embedded in staff communication, such as a regular piece in the newsletter. Now, the way that this is assessed is if you are going to be awarded a bronze, for example, then you would need to achieve bronze in all 3 areas. Admittedly, we only require the evidence for the first points there for 1.1, but for 1.2 and from 1.3 to get bronze, you would have to have both of those as bronze. If you wanted silver, then we would again have to have 1.2 and 1.3 as operating or assessed at a silver level. If you wanted to achieve a gold standard, then again, there would be an expectation that across the pledge, across the micro accreditation, that you are operating at a gold level. Now, this is important because there are some where there are multiple graded different items, and in those cases, then what the assessor looks at is the percentage. So let's say there are 10 items. If 9 of them are scored as gold and 1 is scored at silver, then you would achieve a gold status. If, however, you had maybe 7 or 8 silver and 2 or 3 gold, you would be awarded silver if the assessor does work on the percentage basis. So let's go back and have a look back at the website for preparing for your micro accreditation. And so having looked at the requirements, and obviously you can download these, you can print these. Let's go back onto the website, and we've got a Word version that we can download and work offline. And I'm just going to open that up to demonstrate to you what that looks like to enable you to be able to work offline. And so let's open up a Word document that we've now downloaded from the website. And what you'll see is it's exactly the same as the PDF that we've just been viewing in terms of the guidance. However, the difference is that this doesn't show you what the requirement is for bronze, silver and gold. So you would need to cross-reference the two, but this is your document to enable you to put in your links and to collect your evidence together before you get through to applying for the accreditation on the website. This is a document just to help you to collate all of that information. So hopefully that's given you an idea about how to prepare for your micro accreditation. And I'm looking forward to seeing your micro accreditation very soon.